As the Pirates are about halfway through spring practice, 6 practices in out of the 15. Very excited right now to talk some East Carolina Pirate football. And Matt Simmons and I are joined by former East Carolina defensive back live from down in Birmingham, Alabama, Warren Saba. Warren, we appreciate your time this evening.
Yeah, no doubt. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Have tried to set this up on several occasions, probably about 10 now. I've been kicking the can down the road. I appreciate your patience with us as we tried to coordinate our schedules with yours, especially with that time change or time difference. But just tell us about how you signed with the Michigan Panthers. I think you were drafted eighth overall.
Yeah, I was drafted eighth overall in the supplemental draft, which was just a late enrollee. I was a late enrollee into the draft. My paperwork didn't get finished, but I'm excited. About my journey. So
Yeah,
Warren,
and
congratulations, man. I just want to jump in real quick and say congratulations. It's a fantastic opportunity for you and well deserved. And obviously, hey man, the timing is just great for you. The start of this league, and it's just another opportunity to and hopefully everything works out with the upcoming NFL draft for you as well. But what an opportunity this is. So I just wanted to congratulate you, man. And I'll tell you, watching you at East Carolina over the years, you're a guy that I thought you played with a swagger. I thought you played with an attitude on the back end, and we're gonna miss watching you play out there.
no doubt. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
now, Matt, with that last comment talking about the swagger with which Warren played, this is something I said to him when I was texting him to set up the interview. And that is, when Warren would have a pick, or maybe one of his teammates would have a pick, Warren always, as Pirate fans know, would find that camera, whether it was down in the Boneyard end or the Murphy Center end zone, right, Warren?
Yeah, most definitely. I believe that the coaches preach, don't be an I guy, don't be a me guy. But I don't. They can't penalize us, or we can't get in trouble if we celebrate together. So it's no better way than to, celebrate with your teammates, get on TV, have fun with it. That's what it's all about, having fun. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And watching you, you never at all struck me as like an I guy, a me guy. You struck me as a team guy that was just passionate about the game and vocal, and so I think that's the right way to do it, man. And I think I'm hoping we have somebody kind of step up into that role, on the back end this year. But we'll break that down later in the show.
All right, cool.
So now, Warren, with the USFL, like I mentioned already, 8 teams. You're a member of the Michigan Panthers. I think you said roughly 45 players, give or take, on the roster. But all 8 teams, this is very interesting, are there in Birmingham, a bit of a bubble, if you will. I know they have you guys are going through camp, a lot of practices, meetings, and so forth right now. And the head coach of the Michigan Panthers is none other than Jeff Fisher. So tell us about what it's been like so far on getting to play for a guy like that who, took part in Super Bowls during his days, leading the St. Louis Rams and also, I guess, Tennessee Titans.
Well, I mean, at first, when you hear Jeff Fisher, you just think of a big superstar, a great coach. Um, so I thought, it wouldn't be a lot of interaction with him. He probably have a lot of stuff going on, but Coach Fisher's a great guy. He's always around. He actually, sits next to you, has conversations, jokes around. He's very personable and very approachable too. So that's pretty cool about him. And he's probably got out of all the coaches I've had in my life, he's probably top three, if not top two, swaggiest coaches I've been around. So that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, certainly. When you think of Jeff Fisher, I think of him wearing those shades and that mustache.
Oh yeah, no, he's walking around here definitely with the with the shades at practice, but definitely walks around here with the slim jeans, some cool little Converse on, and a good shirt. I applaud. I actually told him yesterday. I was like, man, coach, you probably one of the swaggiest coaches I ever had. And he just chuckled and laughed. He said he had to keep up with us. So
Yeah.
so we just laughed about that and had a little good joke.
He had a little bit of a mullet back in the day, Warren. Is he still rocking that mullet a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I
don't
wouldn't
want
say it's a mullet, but he definitely has still has long hair, and it's definitely still flowing to the back for sure.
Nice.
Now, Warren, as far as the Michigan Panthers are concerned, in addition to Coach Fisher, tell us who's the defensive coordinator, who's your position coach, and then also maybe talk about some of the other players on the roster. Maybe if there's some recognizable names, or maybe some guys from the American Athletic Conference, something like that.
Defensive coordinator is Dan Carroll, and my position coach is Jeff Imamura. Both great guys, and I appreciate them for putting stock in me and believing in my talents to pick me straight out of college. It's definitely a blessing. Notable guys, we I guess we can start at the quarterback position. Everybody knows the quarterback. We got two great ones, Shea Patterson and Paxton Lynch. Two good dudes, two guys who I thought, again, being a guy straight out of college and these guys, being higher names, I thought, kind of thought they'd be a little superstars, but those dudes are around, having fun too, laughing, joking with the dudes, joking with the guys. So it's pretty fun. And then on the defensive side, we got a bunch of guys. One I can name that's helping me a lot is Warren Stewart. So he's a vet guy who's been helping me a lot, just teaching me things and, asking me questions about what I see and how I can improve it on stuff like that. So,
Warren, what do you think so far? I mean, obviously it's just been a short period of time here, but what do you think so far is kind of the biggest difference? And not even so much physically, like on the field, but in terms of like the schemes and the way the coaches, dial up defenses. Like, is there anything right now that kind of jumps out as just the biggest difference between this and college?
Well, Coach Harrell is a pretty good coach. So I would say, and we actually run the same base call. We're working on base stuff right now. So we actually run the same base stuff as ECU. So coming in, learning defense wasn't actually that complicated. It was more the terms, and because the terms change from team to team. So just learning the terms and learning the technique, the way they want us to play it is a little bit different. But for right now, it's pretty simple. We got some more stuff coming in, going in. So day by day, we just got out of a meeting. So I mean, all day, you got extra time to meet with your coaches. They teach you. They're open to meet with you too. It's not like they're doing something, they'll blow you off. They're open. Their phone is always on, so they're ready to coach.
Now, Warren, you talk about learning the terminology, the meetings, obviously whiteboard stuff, I'm sure. But in addition to that, obviously there's no film for you guys. So just talk about what these coaches are using in terms of film from their past and anything they may be doing to help install the defense.
Well, playbook, but sometimes the film. Well, today was day 3, so we've been watching day 1, day 2, stuff like that. But prior to that, they were just referencing to past prior teams and pulling up film on them and how it would look and stuff like that. How it was played and how you could kind of mimic what they're doing.
And now that it's obviously all football all the time, just give us an idea and tell Pirate Nation or anyone else who may be tuned in, take us through a sample day. what it's been like thus far. And obviously, I know at least the league is in general kicks off on April 16th. That's a Saturday. But tell us about when your first game will be.
Our first game is April 17th. I think it's a noon kickoff game too on the 17th. But normal day today was our first lift day, so usually breakfast starts at 7, and then usually on a non-lift day, meetings start at 8 o'clock. But today we lifted from 8. Our lift started at 8, and then we met right after that. So I mean, you got meetings, and from 8 to about I want to say 11ish, 11:30ish, depending on what we're talking about and stuff like that. And then they give us a little break time before we gotta get on the bus and actually ride over to the stadium for practice, which would be around like 12:30. Get back to the hotel around 4:30. Turn your loop in to get washed, and then from there you probably have like 2 hours to get back. Time yourself, take a shower, relax, and then from today was 6:45. So from 6:45 to 9:30, I was in a meeting. Just special teams, defense, position meetings, just talking ball, and getting ready for tomorrow.
And Matt, very quickly, I had a follow-up question concerning practice. I know you talk about the stadium there and the beautiful new stadium, approximately 40,000, 40 to 45,000 seats in downtown Birmingham, where the Birmingham Bowl was played this year between Houston and then obviously the Cougars defeated Auburn in that matchup. But in addition to the stadium, talk about all the facilities that are being used with 8 teams, practicing and how things are kind of scheduled.
Yeah, I actually kind of found this out today over Instagram, just looking at the other teams' Instagrams and the USFL posts and stuff. But some like today we practiced at Hoover High School because they were having a youth camp at the stadium. But we've been using Legion, which is the old UAB stadium before the program folded, and before they built the new one. We've used the new one, Legion Stadium, and a lot of the other teams are practicing at local high schools around the area. So everybody's pretty spread out. I don't think the team schedules really run into each other, which is amazing that they could pull that off. But everything's been running smoothly so far in that aspect.
Warren, how many games will there be in the regular season?
10 regular season games, and then the playoff game and the championship both are going to be played at the Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton, Ohio.
Okay. That's fantastic. Well, now Warren, are you familiar at all? Now you're obviously a young guy, but are you familiar at all with the old USFL back in the day and kind of the history of that league at all? Have you ever had a chance?
Yeah, I think ESPN. Me and my dad used to watch 30 for 30s. Every time they would come out, and I think there is a 30 for 30 on the USFL. I believe maybe Steve Young played in the USFL.
Yeah, so many great players, Warren, back in the day. Steve
right.
Young was a big one. Jim Kelly, Herschel Walker was a guy who came through there. So it's fun, as a football fan to see this league back together, and you hope that it's managed properly and it's something that stays for the long term. That's kind of what we're all hoping for here.
Yeah, I think the USFL and the XFL, just being ran in the springtime, giving guys an opportunity, to live their life dream, which is to play in the NFL, is amazing, and I thank them for having the league, honestly. But but other than that, I mean, the 30 for 30. And then, special teams, the first picture they pulled up was an old huddle picture of, the Michigan Panthers back in the day. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I knew about the league prior to this year.
Now,
Gotcha.
Warren, some of the other teams, I know the Birmingham team, their head coach is none other than East Carolina head coach, former East Carolina head coach Skip Holtz. So, have you had the chance, to obviously you're focused on your team, but have you met any of the other head coaches or other coaches, players?
Yeah, I know. Actually, I know. You know, Garrett. Garrett is down here. You know, who played online at ECU while
Oh
I
yeah,
was down there. So
Garrett McGinn. Garrett McGinn.
yeah, yep. So we see each other. You know, quite often. You know, we sit and eat lunch together, talk about what's been going on. And I know a couple of other guys that I've been training with since I was preparing for the pro day. They're down here as well. So I know a couple of guys down here. I haven't got to see Coach Holtz yet. But I have talked to a couple other coaches. You know, I talked to Ty Haley. You know, I'm a big Cleveland Browns fan. He was the offensive coordinator um, at one point in time. So, I spoke to him actually today, and just, said, oh, man, thought you were a great coach. Wish you would have stayed in Cleveland, that sort of thing. And we just had a conversation for a little bit while we were waiting on the elevator. But, and then Coach Sumlin, we talked for a little bit, from the Hula Bowl. He coached the Hula Bowl, so when I saw him, I said, "What's going on?" We caught up a little bit there, but other than that, also I just learned, our O-line coach for the Michigan Panthers, he coached ECU back in I want to say 73. I don't remember the year he said, but he actually coached East Carolina, so we were talking about that and the Greenville area and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Certainly a lot of big names, a lot of big name coaches, which is fun to see. A lot of these coaches have kind of another opportunity to continue their career too. I mean, Kevin Sumlin's a guy who had, obviously some he was at Houston, he was at Arizona, he was at Texas A&M, so another high profile guy for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hey, now Warren, there a moment ago when you were referencing a former East Carolina coach, I was having some technical difficulties. Now, which coach did you mention?
Our offensive line coach for the Michigan Panthers, he actually coached at ECU
Now,
back in the day.
what was the name?
I don't remember right now.
Okay.
I know I should know, but we don't
Yeah,
interact that
right.
much.
Yeah.
But
Hey, how can you remember? You're probably learning 100 names this week, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, honestly, I don't even remember a lot of my teammates' names right now. But I definitely try to talk to everybody. Just show them, good vibe, make sure they're up and stuff like that. I'm usually trying to, put a smile on somebody's face, man. Just to make guys feel more comfortable around each other because it's gonna be a long season and we all just met each other. So.
Now, Warren, you talk about that first game being actually 3 weeks from today as we're recording this on Sunday, March 27th. But, between now and then, one of the things that you always see in the NFL or, in addition to the exhibition games are the practices and the joint practices. Or what are you guys doing like that as far as, getting some work in against another team? I mean, obviously it's too early in the game right now, but I mean, between now and the 17th.
We actually do have a little mock scrimmage against one of the teams. I wouldn't say it's this week, but maybe next week. We got new rules. Not all the rules are the same as the NFL. So we're gonna have the refs and the network. Everybody's gonna be out there, just practicing on what how to make the game day smoother and work the kinks out with the new rules and stuff like that. So I would say maybe next week we'll do that.
Now, Warren, kind of shifting gears, and let's talk about your time at East Carolina. Obviously, you played for a couple of different coaching staffs, but under Coach Houston, we'll hone in on that time and everything that you guys did to turn the program to where it was last year, winning 7 ball games. Such a tremendous defensive turnaround under Blake Harrell that you've already referenced, talking about what a excellent defensive coordinator Coach Harrell is. But, Talk about Steve Ellis. Steve Ellis, as well as Trip Weaver, the cornerbacks, and also the safeties coach, or coaches, I should say. They do a tremendous job. And talk about the shark mentality.
I mean, hey, the shark mentality, when a shark smells blood in the water, it turns to savage mode. And that's what they preach, every day, to survive, you need to hunt. And to get better, you got to compete. So, every day you got to attack the day, just like a shark, man. Just live relentless on the field and play with relentless effort and intensity. I mean, that's what Coach Harrell says every day. Effort and violence, effort and violence. So I mean, that's what a shark gives, effort and violence, most definitely. So I mean, um, that's how that relates, for sure.
Warren, I think when you 10 years from now, when you look back at your ECU career, you were part of the group of guys that I think sort of changed the trajectory of the program to get it back to where it should be. And that's a special thing, that you were able to be a part of that, because hey, let's face it, man, the program was pretty down when you first got there, right? Program was having some problems, and you were part of that group to bring it back. So I wanted to ask you, where do you see the job Coach Houston and his staff has done here in 3 years now, heading into his fourth year? I mean, where do you see this thing going? I mean, do you see this team competing for a conference championship next year?
I mean, honestly, I thought we should be competing for a conference championship last year, with the guys we had. But you know, um, yeah, I think the dudes. I think the guys are gonna pull it off, man. I mean, honestly, if they keep putting in the work and just follow the script, it's already written. They just gotta follow that and believe, because we've done it. We finally turned the corner. We finally have done something that nobody thought we would do. Honestly. So I mean, as long as they keep working, stay out of trouble. Stay out the way, and just keep their head down in that grind. Uh, I think some big things are happening for sure, for sure.
And you talk about that attacking mentality of the secondary with the shark mindset. Just talk about Coach Harrell's defense on the whole. Obviously, a very attacking style of defense, bringing pressure from all over the place, getting heat on opposing quarterbacks. And last year, you saw that result in 15 interceptions. Jaquan McMillan, who we'll talk more about in a moment, who's getting ready for the NFL draft. Jaquan had 5 picks, you had 4, and then several other guys had some interceptions.
I think it's a combination of the guys being hungry, and I think everybody in the country knows now that we we gonna bring pressure. I mean, I think before last year, the COVID season, I think we blitzed maybe 80% of the season. I mean, which everybody knows, and we just got to execute and do our job to make it successful. I mean, uh, so with a combination of the guys wanting it for themselves and for the team, with the philosophy the coaches are trying to instill in the guys. I mean, that's what makes things running real smooth, and that's where the success comes from.
Yeah, I think Blake Harrell brings a perfect defense for East Carolina. We can't be the type of team to just sit back and play read and react. We have to be aggressive and get after it. So I think he was a great hire, and it had to be fun to play in that scheme. I imagine a aggressive attacking scheme. Warren, and Bubba, I don't want to steal your thunder here, but as you look at the free safeties, obviously you're exiting the program. DJ Ford exiting the program. Who are you expecting big things from here? Just looking at the strong and the free safeties.
Honestly, everybody in the room, everybody has played a little bit, if not a lot. I mean, I think Julius Wood, another Ohio guy, is going to have a big season this year. Sean Darso, who should be a leader, a savvy veteran now, who knows the defense. I believe he's going to ball out. Over at the buck position, I mean, uh, I think Pirate Nation should show a lot of love to Tegan Wilt, man. He makes big plays after big plays, and I think he deserves as much recognition as anybody on the defense or on the team for what he does and and the type of guy he is. Man, who am I? Devin King, another guy who just he came in, transferred, and just found a role to be to help the team win. Um, well, dang, who else? I know. They moved Duke to corner, so I'm not gonna name Duke. Um, but I know I'm missing somebody. I can't think right now. Who
That's
else?
that's all right. That's all right. Bubba, remind
Oh,
us.
my bad. I know. I think they moved. Jira back there. I seen Jira back there
Yes.
during practice. So I think Jira played safety before moving. To Sam. So I mean, for him to transition back there, I think he's gonna handle it real well and make a lot of plays. So definitely Jira Wilson for sure.
Yeah. Before we talk about the corners, you bring up that name, Tegan Wilt. Tegan, part-time player last year, made a plays on special teams, but then also when he was on the field defensively, you think about the guy simply has a nose for the football, as you mentioned. Longtime Pirate fans, going back 8 to 10 years. We'll remember Damon Magazoo, who's now a coach at UNLV. But
Yes, sir.
Mags had a nose for the football, and Tegan Wilk is much that same way. Seems like a very intelligent player, and I think he was involved in at least a couple, if not maybe 3 strips, or big times. Wasn't he involved with the one against South Carolina where they were going in for a touchdown?
Yeah. Tegan, yeah, I think he made one against South Carolina, a big one against Houston, which was a must need. Shoot,
Was
I
there
want
one
to
in
say,
Marshall as well?
yeah, Marshall. I want to say either Temple or Cincinnati. He
Yeah.
made a great play too. I mean, um, he's all over the place. Honestly, we can name a bunch of games where Tegan made a play and which was much needed for the team. He definitely comes in the clutch with laser focus. I don't know how he does it. We ask him all the time, like how, just like in amazement, like okay, I see you, little bro. You feel me? But he's a great dude. I miss him a lot, man, for sure. But yeah, Tegan's gonna be that guy. I think Pirate Nation should pay a lot of attention to.
Now, talking about the corners, and I think, Matt, this may have been what you were prepared to ask. And we talk about Jaquan McMillan. Jaquan, something like 13 interceptions over the last 3 seasons combined, and just allows you to do so many things there. But Malik Fleming had a tremendous 2021 campaign, and I think his
Mhm.
play maybe at times was overshadowed because Jaquan was so good, but he had that pick six that was so big against South Florida.
Yeah, man, our corner room is stacked. Honestly, unfortunately, we lost my roommate Nola Johnson to the transfer portal, but that room, I think that room is gonna be locked down again. Like you said, Jaquan's gone, uh, but they got to do is replace him. I mean, that's about the game. Once somebody goes down, it's next man up. You got Malik Fleming. Like you said, definitely a leader on that defense now. We got Juwan Powell, known as Duke, moving back to corner, which I think is going to be real fun to watch him at that position. Man, he makes a lot of plays too, and just the way he is and the way he plays the game, I think corner is going to be perfect for him. But maybe not a household name in Pirate Nation, but Demel Hickman is a player people should pay attention to as well. He's gonna have to step up this year, which I believe he will. He's a good player who knows the defense and who leads. More than people Expect him to. I think he's going to do a lot of great things for the team for sure.
Warren, I'm not going to put you on the spot, so you don't have to answer my question or anything.
Oh, my bad. Hold on. I forgot one. I forgot one name. My bad, little bro. If, once he's listening to this, but Sean Tucker. Sean Tucker is definitely going to be a key piece of this defense. If they want to be successful and win, I think Sean's going to have to come to play, and I believe this is the year he's going to step up. I actually got off the phone. I was on the phone with Jaquan and Sean earlier today, and we were just talking about that. And Sean, I think talking to Sean, I think he's ready for the spotlight. And I think Pirate Nation should be ready for Sean as well. Sure.
All right. I like it. Now Nolan Johnson, you mentioned, was your roommate. That was kind of a crazy situation because, looking at it from the eye, and I don't know Nolan, but so he entered the portal, and then I think it was about 2 weeks later, that's when McMillan decided to declare for the draft, and it had me wondering, like, had that happened sooner, would Nolan have stuck around? And who knows? I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but that was just kind of a crazy timing situation, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. We talked about it and stuff like that. All of us have talked about it, but I just Noah's been at ECU for 4 years, and at this, sometimes change is for the better. So I mean, I'm always gonna stick by him. He knows that, and I'm a phone call away if he ever needs anything, man. That's my boy. That's my dog. Man. That's my brother. So I mean, I think he's gonna do great things at Miami of Ohio, and he graduated from ECU. He put in the work. He helped change the culture, and I think Pirate Nation should still show that love and support for Nolan Johnson as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. You wish him continued success at Miami of Ohio, and hopefully he's able to go in there and start right away and be an instant impact guy. So hopefully that all works out for him.
Yes, sir.
Now, obviously, Warren, you're more focused on the secondary room, but tell us about some of the other playmakers on the East Carolina defense at the other levels. Obviously you have Xavier Smith back at linebacker. He's played so much football, and then some tremendous talent on the defensive line.
Okay. I mean, I can't forget my two other roommates. Miles Berry and Xavier Smith. Two dudes in the middle of that defense who's gonna keep things intact. Keep things in order. Two guys who are well respected in that locker room. Who have fun with the game, and you see it on game day. Both of them dudes, they show up and they show out, man. So they definitely gonna show out this year. I believe so. The team believes so, and I know the coaches believe so too. So those guys are gonna be productive and help ECU win for sure. But D lineman, Xavier MacGyver, we call him Fat Zay in the locker room, just being funny and stuff like that. But that's with my dog. We got Big Sue. We got Tay. Who else on that D line, man? It's a lot of dudes on that D line who haven't had their name out there yet, but this year I think that the D line should be on notice. You got Jeremy Lewis coming back, Chad Stevens. I believe I know I'm missing somebody. Rick DeBrew, Manny, all those guys, man. The D line is stacked and the D line is deep. I think and of course, the game is won in the trenches, and I think they got the dudes to do it. Eli Morris, another big name, Pirate Nation should know. I mean, that room is continuously getting better. I've seen them all, from day one as freshmen in the COVID season to now. Now, all those guys have grown, got stronger, faster. They know the game, and if they listening to this, hold it down. And if to win ball games, they got to come and play every game for sure.
Now, Warren, we know you're only there for a few practices before you had to head out to Birmingham. But did you have the opportunity? You have a guy like Jack Powers coming in from Nevada. Did you have a chance to meet him at all?
I actually haven't met anybody from the new incoming class actually, but talking to the guys, I still got the film. I don't know if they know that, so I tap in a little bit and just watch and just just watch a little bit. And I might shoot a text to Gyra or Gerard Stringer, another guy who's a leader on that defense, another older guy who makes plays. And might shoot just shoot a text to the group message like, who is this? Dang, they actually pretty good, something like that. And they'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, this is who this is this person and stuff like that. So I mean, luckily, they're doing their thing recruiting and getting good players to elevate our game. Other players, man, there's so many players. Taylor Jackson, Eric Doctor. I think another guy in the safety room, Ty Moss. Should come alive in any role that he gets, man. I think he's going to take full advantage of his opportunity. But it's just so many guys on that defense, man, that I, new and old, who I think are, ready for the big expectations that Pirate Nation has for him.
Warren, who would you say who's the guy on this defense this year? Who's the vocal leader? The guy that when things get tough in the game, that's always going to be running his mouth in the huddle, getting people organized. Who's that guy?
See, that's one of the great things about the team and this year and last year. It's not just one dude, just speaking up. It's not an older dude, it's not a younger dude. Everybody has a voice and everybody listens. I mean, honestly, I don't think everybody has a voice. Like I said, there's not just one person. There's not just one person who just yells or takes control. I mean, everybody has a voice. Everybody listens, and everybody respects each other to that limit. And I think that's what makes us so better than where we were before. Just that close knit, that brotherhood. I think that brought us way more closer and more together, which shows up on the field.
Now, Warren, you brought up Gerard Stringer a moment ago. You probably recall this. I don't remember if it was a Temple game, but it was a home game. And
Tulane, I already know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was just. I mean, he was lighting people up. I was like, holy cow!
Yeah, I think that was his first game starting.
I think you're right because I mean I was certainly familiar with Gerard Stringer, but coming off an injury, right?
Yeah.
Man, he came back with a boom.
Yeah, no, most definitely. If there's one guy I know who will, turn the boys up when they need it, is definitely G, man. He brings that energy, and so I can't be more proud of him, man. From coming back and balling out and stepping into a leadership role this year. That's one guy the team is definitely going to depend on to help elevate the game.
Now, Warren, before we started recording, we didn't. I don't think we told you. As Matt played for the Pirates back in the mid to late '90s.
Okay.
Before you were even born, Warren.
And Warren, during Matt's era, you had the Hart twins, Darren and David Hart, who were tremendous safeties. But the way Gerard Stringer was lighting people up against Tulane, and then throughout the remainder of the season, it reminded me of the Hart twins, and I knew that's something Matt would relate to as well as just Pirate Nation in general.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Those guys would bring the wood, Warren. Back in the day, no doubt, it was definitely reminiscent of the Hearts, And it's funny when I was asking you before about like vocal leaders. I mean, the Hearts were always two guys that were they were vocal leaders, in the secondary, and they were always talking. They were always getting people lined up. There's just two guys that come to mind immediately. So Bubba, that's a good catch because I was actually thinking that.
Yeah, I mean, you run and hit. That's the main focus about defense, man. Run and hit, and he definitely does that for sure. And with the practice intensity Coach Houston brings, I mean, it's not, it fits everything that we stand for, that ECU stands for. So, yeah, most definitely.
Now, Warren, we appreciate you being so generous with your time tonight. One final thing I had for you. We talked about guys like Jaquan McMillan and DJ Ford, who, like yourself, have aspirations. Or you're currently playing professional football. They're trying to get drafted or picked up as a free agent in the NFL, as you are. So, a moment ago, you talked about having some conversations with Jaquan earlier this afternoon. But you tell us what those guys, obviously they're training, getting ready for the draft. But just tell us a little about your communication with them and what they have going on.
One thing about me, man, I try to reach out to everybody, man. Like, I talked to Snead, several times over the couple months. Bruce Bivens, Aaron Ramsey, Zach Bird, who's getting ready for the pro day. Everybody's, I pretty much ask them, how you feeling? Well, at the time, I'm trying to compare my body to theirs, just like, dang, like, how you feeling, man? Your legs hurt? Like, stuff like that. But, everybody I've talked to, they're positive about, their results and the journey that they're taking. And I can't be more proud of those guys, man, because, a lot of people, they don't make it this far, and they have. And the sky is the ceiling, as people say for all these guys, and shoot, I know they're going to take advantage of their full opportunity. So,
Yep. Hey Warren, you're originally an Ohio guy, correct?
yes, sir, Cleveland.
All right. Now, hey, I've been saying for years that I would love to recruit Ohio more. I really would. I think I know there's a ton of competition, but there's some great football players that come out of Ohio, Pennsylvania. Your boy Tegan Wilt is a guy from Pennsylvania. You think there's any chance here that we could start recruiting Ohio a little more here in the future years?
I mean, I hope so. I've been trying that for 4 years. Trying to get Ohio guys in there. I know there's a organization called Raw Talent Sports who would be more than welcome to bring 50 guys down to a camp just to get looked at and opportunity to get offered. Honestly, I mean, I hope they will. Having me on the team, bringing Julius in. So we're productive, and Ohio's one of the top states in football, if you ask me. But I get it. It's a lot of schools up there, a lot of MAC schools. You got to compete with. But I mean, if you don't try, I mean, how would you know?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's just something I've been saying for years that I think you see so many good offensive linemen come out of that state too, and I think the MAC they take a lot of those guys, and they and people want to talk about the MAC and this and that, but a lot of great football players play in that conference. And hey, let's face it, like I know in this year's draft, there's several offensive linemen that come from the MAC conference. So it's just not to get off topic here, but I would love to see us hit Ohio more in the future.
Yeah, me too, for sure. We could definitely we have a mutual agreement on that.
Warren, Matt, and I certainly appreciate your time. Really enjoyed the conversation. Always like talking East Carolina football, and certainly didn't intend on keeping you this long, but enjoyed the chat and would certainly love to have you back on down the road. And I know Pirate Nation will be following you this spring down in Birmingham.
Oh man, thank you for having me on, man. I appreciate my time. I appreciate the discussions we've had, and I'm more than welcome to being back on for sure. Thank you.
Hey Warren, I think you have a future career after football, maybe, and I could tell you're kind of a natural at the broadcasting thing. So We definitely got to have you back on, right, Bubba? We'll have you back on here in a few months, and you could fill us in on the USFL.
Yeah,
Oh
no
yeah,
doubt,
definitely.
no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, man. Like I said, man, I appreciate y'all having me on and showing love and keeping the support through I mean, through ECU and now with my journey with the USFL. So I appreciate y'all.
And hopefully you'll be playing football this fall for some NFL team. Be on the practice squad or what have you. But if that's not the case this fall, then we'll love to have you back. Like Matt said, for our Pirate football playback that we do each and every week. Maybe we'll have you on to take a look back at that NC State game on September 3rd.
Yeah, man, guarantee me in, man. Count me in for sure.